And welcome to another tutorial, and yet again we're going to be calculating the DL of f of x equal to the square root of 1 plus 2x. And we're asked to calculate the DL of this function au voisinage de 0 à l'ordre 4. So to calculate this DL, now the question is, how are we supposed to go about this, and what are we going to do? Now, we know already that we know a basic DL, so it's actually very cool. One cool thing about DL is that most times it brings you back to the voisinage de 0, and it brings you to the basic DLs. So now I'm seeing the square root of 1 plus 2x, and I'm like, how am I supposed to go about this? This is weird, kind of. It's not looking like something that can be solved straight away. But then the good news is that we have a DL, a basic DL, which we call the DL of this, we have the square root of 1 plus y, and the DL of square root of 1 plus 1 y is a basic DL. So I'll write that down with red, so you can also join me here, so you can put it in your record book. So we know the DL of 1 plus y, square root of 1 plus y, is a basic DL. And to the order of 4, this DL is 1 plus y over 2 minus y squared over 8 plus y raised to the power of 3 over 16 minus 5y raised to the power of 4 over 128 plus petit e de y over 4. So looking at this, we can calculate the DL of this function by replacing y to be equal to 2 of x. So we can pose y to be equal to 2 of x. So we pose y to be equal to 2 of x. And always we have to verify that the limit of voisinage de 0 of this function will give us 0. So 2x, it's tend vers 0 when x tend vers 0, because if au voisinage de 0 I replace x with 0, because au voisinage de 0 I'm going to it to be equal to 0. So that's what this means. So this 2x will be equal to 0 when x is equal to 0. So our y is equal to 2x. So we have the square root of 1 plus 2x. So anywhere I see y, I replace it with 2x. So I have 1 plus 2x over 2 minus 2x squared over 8 plus 2x raised to the power of 3 over 16 minus 2x raised to the power of 4 over 128 plus petit e of x raised to the power of 4. So now we have 1. These 2 will cancel these 2. So I have plus x. Now 2x squared is basically 2 squared times x squared. So 2 squared is going to give us 4, and x squared, that's x squared over 8. So 2 times 2, 4, 2 squared 4, x times x squared, which will give us x raised to the power of 2, plus 2 raised to the power of 3, that's 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8, x raised to the power of 3 over 16 minus 2 times minus 5 bracket 2 raised to the power of 4, that's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that's 16, x raised to the power of 4 over 128 plus petit e to x raised to the power of 4. So this will now be equal to 1 plus x minus times what is here, it will give us minus 4x squared over 8 plus 8x cubed over 16 minus, so we get our calculator and we multiply 5 times 16. So 5 times 16 is going to give us 80. So right here we are going to have 80 x raised to the power of 4 over 128 plus petit e to x raised to the power of 4. So finally we have 1 plus x, 4 here, 1 here will give us 2. So we have minus x squared over 2 plus 8 we here will give us 1, 8 will give us 2, because 16 over 8, that's 2. So we're left with x raised to the power of 3 over 2. Now let's divide this. Now we have big numbers, so we have to look for what can divide the numerator and divide the denominator at the same time. So what can we use? Let's try using, okay, I think 4 can go here and 4 can go here, or if you that, yeah, 4 can go here, 2 can go here, 3 cannot go in the numerator, neither can it go in the denominator, but 4 can go. So let's choose 4 because 4 is a high number, it's higher than 2, so it can lessen the calculation. So 4 in 80 is going to give us 20. So 20 times 4 will give us 80. So, and then 4 in 128 is going to give us 32. Now we can simplify this again because 2 can go here and 2 can go here again. So let's do it here so we can all see. So 20 over 32. So we're trying to break this down again. So 2 here is going to give us 10 because we're dividing by 2. 2 in 32 will give us 16. So we're left with 10 over 16. Again, 2 can go here. So 2 here is going to give me 5 and 2 here is going to give me 8. So I'll be left with 5 over 8. So we'll be having minus 5 over 8. Because at this stage, this 2, there's nothing that can be divided with the 2. And you won't have a remainder. So that's why we stopped at this stage. So 5 over 8, x raised to the power of 4 plus petit e to x raised to the power of 4. So this is the DL. So we're done because we've achieved the aim of going to the order of 4. And so this is the DL of square root of 1 plus 2x. We passed by the DL of the square root of 1 plus y, which is a basic DL. So we got this from a basic DL to the order of 4. And then we posed y to be equal to 2x, which is equal to 0 when x is equal to 0. And then we replaced y with 2x, and we replaced y with 2x here, you can see. And we simplified, and after simplifying, we got 1 plus x minus x squared over 2 plus x raised to the power of 3 over 2 minus 5 over 8 x raised to the power of 4 plus petit e to x raised to the power of 4, because we are going to the order of 4. So thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed, you can click on the subscribe button below, and there will be a link to in the description below to where you can get other videos on Developpement Limited. and you can also share with your friends and those your schoolmates and others that you feel will be able to benefit from this. So thank you for watching, and once again I'll see you in the next tutorial.